Hey guys, I just recorded 10 minutes of audio and none of it recorded, so I'm going to be redoing this video. If you haven't heard, they are nerfing Sterex, they're nerfing Sundered Sky and Shojins on patch 14.9, that's the next patch. They're also nerfing a bunch of bruisers, but I don't know. I'm going to focus mainly on Sett, obviously. Um, they're nerfing these items that I generally build like two or three of every game I get to, which sucks. They're nerfing them by 20 to 30% by like their active slash passive efficiency, which is super annoying. I don't think I'm going to be building these items anymore. I think they're dead. Sterex is literally a 90-second cooldown. You could die, come back to lane, and still not have Sterex. And then like, um, I'm I'm gonna move on from this conversation for a second just to talk about the meta. Uh, so you know, before all the bruisers were doing good, and they are doing good right now in general. Bruisers as a class. It was the range top lane meta for like way too long, like like more than a couple patches with TF top and everything that came with that. And I just want to say that like I think the bruiser meta is much healthier for top lane, much more enjoyable for top laners to play than the range top meta, because in the range top meta you have one person hogging all the enjoyment of the game and you have another person being miserable. And in the bruiser meta you have, you could say the same thing, but it's more of a toss up. There's more fighting involved for one person to win out over the other. There's more gameplay, I would say. um, Other than that, I think it's really like it's particularly hard for Sett mains because our champion has so few tools. He relies on the tools his items give him. The Sterex shield, the Sundered Sky sustain, and the Shojin's damage boost, right? Things like that. Really, that's what push him forward, and not his own kit, since Riot has made sure of that by nerfing his passive and W and E just into non-existence. um, but you know, besides that, I think you know it's really rough. I don't know. Right. So what this does, what these nerfs do, is going to push Sett into building Blade of the Ruined King again. It's just every season, bruiser items come out. The bruisers abuse them. Most like often bruisers abuse the items better than Sett. The one exception I would say was the Stride Breaker interaction. I mean, the Stride Breaker dash for Sett was like really, really broken when it had a dash. You could say Gore Drinker was really strong for Sett W, but and that's true. But other champions also abused it in the same way, because they would just get more AD. That's what it does. That's what the AD does. It's not like Sett abused the old Gore Drinker uniquely, but yeah, they would just come out with these items. Other champions would use it better than Sett, so Sett would be strong compared to other compared to other roles in the game, but he would still get shafted half the time in his lanes. More than half the time. It's pretty miserable because losing on Sett feels worse than losing on other champions. I can say for sure, since I now play more than just Sett. Losing on Sett is a miserable experience. You don't get to fight back. You just have to stay under your tower, and it's basically an AFK experience. And that's why I think Sett has the most AFK rate of any champion in the game for multiple seasons now. Because if you're behind on Aatrox, you're behind on Mundo, you're behind on fucking Darius, anything, you could just clear the wave instantly, or you can clear the wave from afar, or you could poke from afar, and you have ways to come back into the game. But Sett's only way to come back into a game he's lost is to just, grab an enemy into the tower. And how often do you really get to do that, realistically speaking? Other than that, it's like, with these item changes, they nerfed Sterex and Sundered. These are two items. They serve to make Sett a team fighting bruiser. That's what he is. That's what he was designed to be, I believe. He's supposed to be, I believe his design was you're supposed to win lane because you're lane bully, and then you win team fights after that you gain that lead because you are a team fighting bruiser. That's what your ult does. That's what your E and W work for. your Q is pretty much your main, is like your dueling ability. So if you're doing that, you're gonna, I don't know. It's like anyways, with these changes, you're gonna be seeing a lot of Blade of the Ruin King. You're gonna see a return to Hullbreaker. Uh, every season this happens. After they nerf the bruiser items, Sett mains have to return to using Blade of the Ruin King, which is such a shit item for us, by the way, because we can only side lane, and if we walk up to like an assassin or a mage, or even worse, mage assassins, you just get blown up immediately from afar, and there's nothing you can do. You can't touch them. Like, it's exasperating. Even before the item rework, back to, you know, when Blade of the Ruin King had an active, you know, Sett would be relegated after they nerfed, you know, his team fighting items. He would be relegated to the side lane, and it was pretty hard. It wasn't fun, you know, to be side laning all the time on Sett, and that's because there are champions who do that, but way better. You know, you have Trundle, who can side lane and run you down. You have Fiora, Camille, all these duelist champions. They would love to see a Blade of the Ruin King Sett in their side lane, so they could run at them and just kill them for free. And you know, any range top laners, it's just, I don't know. I mean, that's always hard. At least we still have Stridebreaker. This is true, but I don't know. Like, yo, we have one item. We're gonna have buy one item, and we're gonna run it down side lane every game with it. With Stridebreaker, it's pretty doomer. It looks pretty gloom. I don't even really want to play Sett that often anymore. It's just hard to find a matchup in top lane that you want to play him into, especially in high elo. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna obviously make these videos and stuff. I have the Trundle video I can create in like the next 2 or 3 days. I'm working on a second Sett montage, which was very popular last time I made one. And yeah, I might record a 30-minute or so, 20-minute or so longer, one of the longer analysis videos right now, right after this video. But yeah, you know, content is different from playing the game itself. I play the game because I enjoy playing Sett, and it just feels like it's always like a struggle to play this champion. Even though I want to have fun on him, I just can't, like, a lot of the time. More than half the time, even when I'm winning, it feels hard. It feels like I don't know what to do sometimes. Which, you know, you could say it's a skill issue. But, you know, I think a lot of high elo Sett players feel this way. I think, you know, it's very exhausting. And I can only really manage to play like 2 or 3 Sett games a day. So honestly, respect to these people who play like 6, 7 games a day. It's fucking, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. But you know, if you look at their accounts, they are also pretty burnt out, I would say. This champion, it's not fun in high elo. But anyways, aside from that, like, I'm gonna talk about the Sett bug fixes. You know, the jungle bug fix where his Q was doing less damage. That, I will say, feels really good. That has been like noticeably improved my games. Well, I don't know by that much, but it feels good. It feels good to do damage to camps with your Q. I don't think the ult bug fix is extremely noticeable, just because it's such a niche thing. I can't say for sure. I think it would be better if Sett came out before and not at the same time as his opponent, which I believe is what they said is happening now. That way it would be noticeable. I mean, why should Sett CC himself even as long? But whatever. But yeah, I don't think those bug fixes made the champ OP. You know, now that his Q applies on hit effects with Shojin, I mean, now that they're nerfing Shojin, I don't see the point. It's just gonna take longer to stack. And what else? I mean, yeah, the bug fixes didn't put Sett in S tier. It was just that for somehow, you know, on that patch, all the bruisers got pushed up to S tier, and now now Riot is pushing all of them back down to, I don't know, come tier, unless your name is rhymes with Schmarius. Because if Darius is outside of S tier for a patch, something, then that's how we know something's wrong with the bruiser class. But if Sett's in fucking, I don't know, come tier, D tier for a couple patches, he's fine. I don't know. I don't know if you could hear. I'm a little bit sick, but this is a pretty negative video. I just feel pretty negative about the changes that I'm seeing for Sett again. I'm so fucking tired of what they're doing to this champion. I'm fucking tired of being a Sett main, honestly, but I can't help it. I like this champion too much. I've sunk in too many hours. I like the guy. I like the champ. I like the playstyle. It feels good, when you outplay or like land a big combo. I just don't get to experience that very often anymore. So, it's hard to justify continue to keep playing this champion, other than, I don't know, addiction, I guess. But yeah. And also, I now owe it to you guys. I know you guys, I have a lot of knowledge to share about this champion, as much as it's hard to play. The tips I tell you will still apply to all the way down to, I don't know, from masters to bronze, everything. It applies everywhere, everything I tell you. It's just hard personally to keep playing. I have, I don't know, I like the game. I still play it. I'm just playing other champs now also, because situationally it's a more enjoyable time than wasting 30 minutes playing Sett into a ranged matchup that I fucking hate, or into just a, even a melee matchup that is unplayable. I'm really glad they're buffing Mordekaiser, so you can't QSS out of his ult anymore. I'm not worried about that particular interaction. I'm worried that it's going to make more people play Mordekaiser alongside the Mordekaiser buffs, Volibear buffs, these counters to Sett they've made very strong. Anyways, that's all. Just complaining. I'm a complainer. I don't know. What can I say? I don't complain in game, but outside the game, I look at general trends about how I feel when I play, and that's what I talk about. And that's what I comment on. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. I'm probably gonna record another video after this. I don't know though. My voice is pretty shot, but yeah. See ya. And also don't forget to like and subscribe and so on and so forth.